It's me again, Rex. Today we have a special guest, who is Mr. Chin. Chin, say
Hi,
hi to
Rex.
everyone.
Hello, everyone. Good evening.
Good evening. Probably. Okay. I'm quite interested because I think we just knew each other for not long, right, Chin?
2 weeks.
Yeah, 2 weeks time. And actually, I was actually really impressed, and I'm really touched with what you have actually gone through with our BE products. So here I want to ask you how you actually get to know about BE International and BE products first.
I think we have to go back to 2018, because my wife started with Olora pens first, and she was introduced by her sister, right? Because her sister also uh, became an IBO in 2018, so it started introducing. So I think we were one of the nines that she was recruiting. So my wife started wearing it because at night she would have cold hands, cold feet, leg would be cramping, and because of that she couldn't sleep. So she'll be turning, and that resulted in me not getting sleep also. And in 2018, because I was in a job, in a job where I had to have a very long day doing
Working
conference
hour.
call with uh, meetings in 13 different time zones. So I could, almost every week I'm up until like 3 in the morning having calls because when it's 3 in the morning for me in the US, it's 3 p.m.
Yes.
or it's 4 p.m. in UK, or sometimes it's like 12 noon in Saudi Arabia and things like that. So I had to really stay up and do that. So if she can't sleep, I can't sleep. If I can't sleep, then
However, you don't have to sleep.
I really cannot focus on my work.
Hmm.
So I think that was also because of that. My pressure was quite high. My blood pressure was high. Mentality was also high. So, anyways, so after she started wearing the pants,
Alora pants.
then Aurora pants, then about a week into wearing it, then I realized, hey, you know, she hasn't turned around the last few nights already. She's sleeping very well. So she says, yeah, my hands are also quite warm, my feet are warm, my legs are warm, no cramps. So she could really sleep. So I was like, yeah, okay. So I also started getting some good sleep. But in 2018, that time, my health condition was really quite bad. My feet, my foot was all swollen because I had to sit in front of a laptop for long hours. So I seated almost like 18 hours a day.
Chin,
Yes,
I think I want to interrupt you from here. You mind telling
yes.
us that what are the medical conditions that you were actually experiencing during that period of time?
Okay. In the company that I work for, every year, anyone over 40 years old have to go for a physical check, full medical checkup. So I joined in 2017. So end of 2017, I had to go for my checkup. That was when the report came out and the doctor says, everything is okay except for these three things. Your sugar level is terrible. Your cholesterol is bad, as in it's all bad cholesterol. There's no good cholesterol, and your blood pressure is 150 over 90. And my pulse, my heart rate was almost like 90 on an average. So it says based on this, you are basically a walking time bomb. You either have a stroke first, you have a heart attack, or you have to go for dialysis, kidney dialysis, because
My
it just
God.
doesn't look good for you, right? So then I was put on all sorts of medication. But every 3 months, I would go back for my tests. It didn't improve. In fact, my renal function actually went
Was
from good to bad. It was getting worse and worse. You know? So the doctor was like, look, I keep changing medication for you. There's nothing I can do really. This is the best really. You know, there's no, unless they come up with industrial strength medication for you, or else, you. So all that added with my wife not sleeping well and my work stress and everything. So it actually all added up. So I was having the three highs lah. First was diabetic, then came the cholesterol problem, then the blood pressure problem. And that also came with all my kidney issues. I had a blood vessel burst in my right eye, so I was blind for a few months.
My God.
Um, then my legs, because diabetic, the legs is very sensitive. So I had a lot of wounds on my leg, which was not healing very well. So even wearing pants and shoes, everything was quite
Was
bad
a
for me lah.
challenge.
It was very, very big challenge, So it wasn't good. So after seeing the results from my wife when she was after wearing the pants, she says, why don't you try wearing the pants? Buy one, try it, see if it helps your condition. So when I first heard about the price, it was 798. You crazy, so expensive. Then I was thinking, but every week, because in 2018, every week I was going to the Chinese doctor to massage my foot, massage my neck and everything because of the long hours. I said I pay 80 ringgit every week. If calculate that in one whole year, I could have bought 5 Olara pens.
Wow.
That was the amount I paid. So I said, okay lah, 798. That's 2 weeks of 2 months of massage. Okay lah, invest. After paying, I still remember very clearly my sister-in-law's timing. Okay, after you paid everything, yeah, but you got to wait 2 to 3 months for the stocks. I was like, wow, gonna scam already, But never mind. The pants actually came, but I didn't wear it immediately because of busy with work, year end, and everything.
You just put it aside.
I just put it aside, and then 2019, 2018 roll around, have to go for my medical test again. And basically the doctor says, you haven't listened to me, you haven't done anything for one whole year. You basically is quite bad. So he says your renal count, your
Creatinine
renal
level.
function, has gone from bad to worse now. Okay. If it goes up anymore, you are sure you have to go for dialysis already. He says here is a list of all the dialysis center in Johor Bahru. I was like, oh, shit. So it was quite stressful. But then again, then came Jan 2019. So I really put on the pants. 2 weeks before the new year, I started putting on the pants.
Okay.
And then January came around, there was Shiruto. By that time, I saw some improvement on my legs. It wasn't swollen as bad. It was slowly slimming down. And I was also getting a lot of good sleep, starting to sleep very well. But there was a lot of negative reactions
At the
from wearing
very
the pants.
beginning.
In the very beginning, the first 1 to 2 weeks, I was vomiting a lot. Everything I ate came out. I was burping a lot. I was passing gas. Then my neck, my muscle ache was even worse than before. I also
So
remember
how did you actually hold on to it for the 2-3 weeks?
I wanted to give up because that time I was only wearing it to sleep at night. That wasn't even 24 hours wearing, and already I was really, really scared because it's like, wow, this reaction not joke, it's no joke about it. It was quite heavy, serious reaction. But then my wife says, and my sister-in-law, says, keep wearing it. It's very natural. You have to go through this process. I said, but I'm dying. It was practically felt like dying. But so consistently keep wearing only at night for probably about 5-6 hours because I don't get a lot of sleep then also.
Yeah,
But good
true.
enough sleep. Then I remember my sister-in-law calling me a few weeks later and says, how are you now? I was telling her all my reactions. What about now? After a few minutes of talking, I was like, yeah, I don't really, not vomiting anymore already.
In
My
fact,
muscle
got
aches
better.
all gone, all gone, or reducing, all gone. And I said, yeah, my feet, I can actually see some varicose vein, which I was also happy at the time because previously it was so bloated, I couldn't see any veins at all. So I said, yeah, I can see my varicose vein. Not nice, but can see now, meaning it's not so swollen. This is good. I have something to share with you now. I said, what? New product just launched, Shiruto. I'm like, wow, again. But then after reading the filing, I actually took the filing and I went online to actually do my own research this time. I was like, hey, actually makes sense, huh? Not too bad. So I said, okay lah, try. I can't remember. I think there was a 6+1 or 8+1 then.
The
So I
long
said,
queue
okay lah.
promo.
So I just take one set lah, try. What die? After taking for the first few days, I was taking 4 sachets a day. After the first few days, the vomiting came back already. And this time was really, even without eating, it was empty stomach also come out. I was like, die. Yeah, sure poison already. I remember calling up my sister-in-law and saying, wow, what is this? You know, because the face also become quite oily. The pimples all started coming out. Then I remember my skin also was quite itchy. I mean, there was no spots or anything, but just felt like there was a lot of ants, on my
Biting,
legs.
running.
But yeah, running around, ticklish my legs, So cannot tahan. He says, don't worry, keep taking it. So okay lah, bodo, blur blur, kept on taking lah. 2 weeks later, I was like, hey, yeah. I was looking at my legs because as a diabetic, there was a lot of wounds that are not properly healed. I was looking at my wife. I remember telling her, hey, all the scars on my foot? Yeah, on my feet, on my legs. He says, yeah, why? Hey, all dried up, all got scabs already. All scabs. And that was
After
after
how
2
long
weeks of
again?
taking. 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Oh, okay.
Of 4 sachets every day, just taking. Then the scabs, and I remember one night I was, in one day in the morning, I took off my Alora pants. All the scabs fell off. And not
Ooh.
only that, I told my wife, hey, I think my skin, my feet, my leg, the
Getting
skin quite smooth
smoother.
leh. It's quite smooth leh. She said, sure or not? Then she started touching. She says, yeah, very smooth. So that day, when I went to wash my pants, I was washing it, rinsing it. Then I realized, I told my wife, hey, come. Why the water turn milky one, like a lot of powder one? So I was like, oi, what is happening? So quickly call up my sister-in-law. She says, don't worry, that one dead skin. Those are all confirmed dead skin. I said, sure. Yeah lah. So now I know, it actually removes exfoliate dead skin. So I was like, okay, quite happy.
Yes.
And kept taking that. And about 2 months later, I actually have a scar on my left leg, which is 30 over years old. It's about this long.
Ooh.
Because I fell and I was cut. It was so deep that I could actually see my white bones. It was that bad. So the scar has been with me for 30 over years, and it was dark brown. But after wearing the pants and taking Shiroto for
Naruto.
about 2 months, the color started become
Eating.
light brown, fading, light brown. I was like, hey, I was telling my
Wow.
wife, look, it's getting better, leh. So very happy, lor.
Mm.
And then I actually got a cut, but that cut actually healed up, dried up without any scar in 2 days.
Wow.
What used to
The
take
new cut.
the new cut, because I accidentally scraped against a metal bar, a
Mm.
metal table. So I was thinking, die lah. Got to take another, 1 to 2 months to heal. But I was surprised. In 2 days, it was gone. Sorry, about 1 week. 1 week. 1 week.
One
The
week.
whole 1 week. Sorry, in 1 week, the scar, everything healed up. The scar is gone. There's
So
not even a scar there.
for the past few years, any cuts on your feet will takes about 2 months.
About 1 month to really dry up. Taking care, cannot eat chicken, not this and that. Got to be very, very careful.
Mm.
It took about 1 month to really heal up. But after healing, there will be a scar there. No matter how light the cut, there will be a scar. But this is the first time after 1 week, no scar.
Wow.
Everything healed up, no scar, beautiful. And I was really happy. And now, my legs, even if I hit, bang, it doesn't get cuts that easily. So
Mm.
I'm actually quite happy. And a lot of the spots, previous scars, the spots is getting lighter and lighter. So getting
Mm.
reduced lah. So when
So then
my
you started
sister-in-law,
Zencoso, right?
yeah, then she called me up and says, hey, actually, your face, your pimples, your oily face is because your metabolism is no good. Your toxins, everything cannot come out. She says, take Zencoso. This time no ask, no nothing. Okay, take. What is the package? Take. I think that was the 5+1, 6+1. I can't remember. So just take lah. Then started thinking about the first mouthful was like, wow, what is this? black, liquid.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
First taste was terrible. But
Sticky,
then
sticky.
sticky, sweet, sour. But then again, this time don't need to worry. So I just take. So I've been taking Zencoso for
I
up to now
remember.
almost a year now.
I remember you actually said there were no reactions, but
Not negative.
what's your motion like?
Motion was good. There was a lot of burping. There was a lot of burping. There was a lot of motion, but this time the motion was a bit more, I would say, a bit solid, rather than the soft start.
Yeah.
And but the first few days was very smelly, very smelly.
Mm.
Which I was told it's bound to happen on the third or fourth day because your toxin is not coming out. And true enough, after the fourth or fifth day, the pimples, the oily face all started going down. So like you see
Whoa.
now, even now, you know,
Now
the
it's all
the
shining,
I
shining.
no more shining,
Nice.
nice. So I haven't seen
Yeah.
a pimple for quite some time already. So everything started going away, and I also noticed that the when I eat after food, I don't get bloated that easily. Because previously,
Mm.
after eating even a little bit of meal, I will get very bloated, especially around my intestine area. So it
Mm.
almost felt like heartburn because there will be
Mm.
acid reflux and everything previously. But then I realized, hey, not too bad, huh? But still, I dare not take my lor mai gai and my
Oh,
all
those,
the lor mai stuff
yeah, the
because
sticky
if I
rice.
take one, yeah, the sticky rice. If I were to take that, 2 days I would be very bloated. Previously,
Wow, you'll be
2 to 3
suffering for a
bloated.
few days.
Few days, middle of the night sleeping, acid reflux, because cannot digest.
Digest.
Yeah. But after taking Zencoso for about a week, I realized, hey, not too bad. Motion is passing. Um, then the bloatedness was gone. First
Mm.
of all, gradually, but then totally gone after a few weeks. So started doing that, and after taking that on, I think that was in September or August, I also went for my test, my quarterly test. The doctor says, hey,
2019.
in 2018, that was 2019, the doctor says, hey, your sugar level came down a bit. I said, how much? Not a lot lah. It's still 10 point something. But I say, hey, not too bad. What? Previously 11 something, now 10 point something. Okay lah, got improvement.
Okay, let us
So
see about your report first. Can you actually see
yeah,
that?
it's coming up. It's
Coming up, yeah.
still blank screen.
All right. How about now?
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Still nothing on the screen.
Yeah. Same thing here. Hang on.
Too much memory.
Yeah, probably. No mind. You go
Yeah,
on with your story
but
first.
I guess yeah, but I guess what I can say is it started reducing. So at the end of the year in 2019, I actually went to do my own test, the annual test, and what I found out was my HB1AC actually went from 11 something to 7.5. Okay,
Hmm.
but the mmol was still quite high. It was still 18,
Yeah. Can you
18.1.
see the result now?
Yes, I can see the result now. In
Ah,
2017, my mmol, my glucose was actually 20.
20.
Okay, 20 in 2017, end of 2017,
That's really sky
and
high, you know.
that was sky high. I
Yes.
mean, now you understand why my doctor says I'm a walking time bomb.
Yes.
You know, but even in 2019, my glucose was still 18, but my
At least it's
HB1A,
coming down.
it's coming down. So that means the percentage is coming down. So it's not too bad. So, but if you take a look at my
HbA1c.
HbA1c is 7.5. But if you
It
take a look,
was how much previously? 217, 218.
it was
0.8,
11.4.
right?
11.8. Yeah, 11.8. And the glucose was actually 20.1.
That's
So
really
it was really, really bad, really bad. I mean, at 2019, after having taken Zencoso for about I think it was about 4 months, only four
Couple of
months
months.
because
Yeah, 4 months.
I started in August, Zencoso. So it was about 4 months. But Shiruto I have been taking for almost a year now. Okay, and the pants I was wearing for a year now. So when I saw 7.5, I tell you that time I was also very happy already because from 11.8 down to 7.5, that's almost half.
Hmm.
But the doctor says don't be too happy because your glucose is still 18, right?
Yes, of course.
And he says you look at your renal function, your count is 251. It went up, you know,
Oh, you went up.
it went up. So the doctor was saying, what we want to do is to make sure that we just maintain your renal function.
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
let's not even talk about improving. He says there's no way like you got just three highs. This is okay. Never mind. So continue lah. Wearing the pants,
Hey,
taking my
Chin,
medication.
I want to interrupt you again.
Yes.
Do you know that usually with this high reading of glucose, cholesterol, and also the pressure, blood pressure,
Mm-hmm.
creatinine level usually once shoot up more than
Will
200.
never come down.
Yeah, would never come down, and usually it take
Never.
2 to 3 years time to shoot
Correct.
500. Then the person has to go for dialysis.
Yeah. Correct. The doctor says the only way to bring it down is if you go for dialysis, and you got to bring it down
Ah.
below 100. So you probably have. He says you probably have to get ready. So what he did was he actually says here is a list of all the dialysis center in JB. You better start registering. I was like, wow, die. That time I also was quite stressed, quite stressed. But then I said, don't worry. So I actually did my own research into metabolism, into Shiruto, the immune system, everything. So I was like, hey, actually, I think I can improve better on this because why? Once if I improve my sugar level, I think a lot of the other problems will follow down itself. I said, even now my blood pressure is down to 130 over 80, where it used to be 150, 90. So I says, I think Zencoso and Shiruto and the pens is really helping me. So continue lah. The doctor says, okay, I'll see you in 3 months. But then who knew in the month of March, supposed to go, then there was the MCO, couldn't go. So drag until May,
Me.
May, then this is okay, can go. So I actually went and did my test then.
But what happened in
So
May?
what happened in May? Before that, I actually was taking Zencoso for about a week. Because my old Zencoso ran out in April. So ran out in March. No more stocks already. I finished. So the whole month of April, I wasn't taking Zencoso, just Shiruto and the pants, wearing the pants. So May, when they says Zencoso ball is going to be launched, I was so happy, So got my stocks and placed the order on the 7th, May of 7th. I got it on the 9th. So happy.
Wow,
So
lucky you.
lucky. So I started taking lah. Take. So I think that was 14. I think that was about 7 days. About 5 days later, I went for my test. So I think there was the results on the right. I think you can take a look.
Yes.
My creatinine level came down to 2.19. So the
219.
to 219 from
Hmm.
251 down to 219 in 5 months. The
Oh.
doctors was like, "What did you do? Did you go for dialysis?" I says, "No." Then he looked at my HbA1c. He says,
At the bottom here.
at the bottom, he says, your HbA1c is that of a normal person.
Hmm.
And this was after I had my breakfast. It was after eating.
Oh.
Went in there, and he actually did the test on my glucose. He says your level is actually 6.1, and that was 2 hours after food. 6.1, he said. So he says your basic. Then he says, okay, wait, let me take your blood pressure. So he took my blood pressure, and
How
it was
much
like
was?
120 something over 70.
Oh.
So he looked at me and says, you're practically a normal healthy person now. I was like, really? Yeah? So happy.
Oh.
Then the doctor looked at me and was like, what did you do? I said, well, so I did a bit of sharing with him on the Aurora pens, the Shiruto, and the Zencoso ball. I said, this is what I've been doing for one whole year. Well, I've been doing all this. That's why I said the results keep coming down. And recently, just keep going lah. Then he looked at me and says, okay, if that thing is helping you, continue. So
Oh,
when he saw my creatinine was 219, he says, okay, now I will give you medication for your kidney. Because previously, if I give it to you,
it doesn't work.
doesn't work. There's no way. You're wasting money. He says, now you can try. And on the 14th, after taking the medication for about a week, uh, even without the medication, I also realized that my pee,
Yeah,
when I go to the
urine.
toilet, urine, there was lesser bubbles now.
It used to quite a lot, is it?
It used to be full of bubble, and even
Oh.
after 1 minute, it will not disperse. So it was bad.
Oh.
So
Okay.
now,
Mm.
even though there's bubble, it's first of all the amount of bubble is less, but after 30 seconds, it disperses.
Oh.
When I go to toilet and pee, there is actually very little bubble at all.
Mm.
So that is, and I feel much energetic nowadays. Quite energetic.
Fantastic.
So all in all, so on that day when I saw this result, I asked the doctor, can I just take a photo of this? He says, why? I think this is the happiest day of my life. I mean, I've been fighting this for 2 years. Nothing has happened. Finally, finally I have this kind of result. And I says, look, my renal function is improving. He says, yeah, yeah, yeah. Usually if you don't go for dialysis, it will never come down one. And since you didn't go, he actually took out my shirt to check to see whether there was puncture holes or not. I said, there's no holes. You don't need to check. He says, yeah. So he was like, okay. So I was happy. So I immediately took a photo of that, came out, and I text my wife. I said, I want curry chicken for dinner tonight. I remember that. I want curry chicken. He says, why? I said, here are my results. So she was also very happy. So, really, really, I'm very thankful for the founders and BE for these products. I mean,
Fantastic.
I honestly, that day was better than striking lottery, than getting 14.
Yes, like a day of reborn, man.
Because all the insurance agent and all this have been telling me there's no way you can improve. You're just out of control. But then I was like, nope, I still don't believe it. So I kept doing it. I mean, I'm still on medication. I'm controlling my diet, you know.
But
Um,
it was so. I mean, quite disappointing to see own result, even though you were actually taking medication, follow the instruction, controlling diet,
everything.
exercising.
Went from Dimacron to metformin to glucophage to
You
I
can
can't
remember
remember
all
the
the medicine name already.
you know because I've been taking it for so long. The doctor keep changing. He says this is the best one already. Okay, if this doesn't work, you die
Nothing
already.
works.
There's nothing I can do unless they come up with an industrial strength medication for you. So no lah. But so on that day, on May the 14th, that was really the happiest day of my life. I was expecting my HB1AC to come out 6.1, 7, I came out 5.4. I'm like,
Phew.
I remember in my heart asking the doctor, I was asking myself, hey, machine rosak ah? Something wrong with the machine. But the doctor says, "No, nothing wrong." Then he says, then I says, can you also check my renal function? Because I realized, I noticed that the urine was getting better. He says, okay. So he actually did a test, draw more blood, went and test. Half an hour later, he says, come in, your renal function improved. I said, improved by how much? He says, previously 251, now 219. I was like, is that good or bad? He says, that is fantastic. So he was asking, like, did you go for dialysis, Dad? I says, no, don't believe me. Took out my shirt, check, no holes there. Then he says, very rare does a 3 high patient have a reverse of a renal function improvement. He's hardly seen it unless you go for dialysis,
Yes, yes.
you know. So I was like, so that day I was really very happy. Went home. Even before going home, I told my wife I want curry chicken. I don't care. If don't have chicken, I go buy the chicken now. You know, I remember doing that. So that was really,
Yes.
really happy.
If I were you, I would do the same. Seriously.
Seriously. So, and that, again, then with that in hand, the report in hand, I was able to actually share with a few of my friends that also I know have 3 highs. I said, look, I can do it. You can do it also. You
Hmm.
know, start doing it.
Yeah,
Because
Chin, that actually comes to the question I want to ask you almost
yes,
to the end of our sharing, right? That's
yep,
why I'm actually wondering, you could be, I mean, you can become a really happy customer since you got everything you know.
mm-hmm.
I mean, you're in condition, your wife is improving, you yourself getting better, and I come to notice that you also start start the BE career. What makes you do so?
um, having been in the corporate world for 28 years, so for all
Yeah,
sort of functions, also,
that's why I'm thinking, because it usually people in the corporate world, they might be thinking, yeah lah, I use product enough already. I don't need to do BE. I don't need to do multi-level marketing. So what
mm,
makes you have a different mindset, or
I
what were
think
you actually thinking?
I think because after I left the corporate world, I actually started my own company doing e-commerce. You know,
Hmm.
having doing even though it's e-commerce, you still need to come up with capitals in terms of buying the goods, warehousing costs, and everything. With the MCU, everything, business wasn't good. And but with BE, I realized one thing after really going in depth into the marketing plans, the 9 benefits and everything. One, you know, you can be your own boss without having to buy stocks. There's no investment, there's no capital upfront. Well, the 60 ringgit, lah, but that
Yes,
is
yes.
very small. You know, you don't have to worry about logistics because the company handles all the logistics for you. The company also take care of payment for you. All the training materials are there. You just have to, what we used to say in the corporate world, copy bulat bulat.
Mm-hmm.
It works. Don't reinvent the wheel. Just copy and follow and do. And I think what really got me all fired up was because I was in JB. I think Anson he came to JB to give a talk.
Hmm.
The
RCCA
Mr.
attendee.
Yeah, Mr. Flight Steward, flights.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I think, but all the speakers on that day, even the uplines,
Traticone,
and
Mr. Traticone.
Tragicun, I also met a lot of the other DCA, ECA, all these are housewives, all aunties. I would back then call aunties.
Yes.
You know, I was thinking to myself, if a 20-something-year-old can do it, if a 40-year-old auntie can do it, if a housewife can do it, what am I doing? What am I doing wrong? You know, it took me over 30 years to pay off my house. Someone comes in and says, "Oh, I paid off my house in 11 months." I'm like, "What? I'm doing something wrong here. I'm doing something wrong." You know, you get to go this and that. But I think what really um, inspired me was because the products actually works.
Mm.
Okay, BE there's a system that works, and there are products that actually work.
And
That actually
culture
gives
was
you the
good.
yeah, and the culture is there. You know, everyone was really like a family. Everyone knows everybody. And I was thinking, wow, how come your network so big? Oh, this is not my network. But we are all friends here. We are all family here. One big. So that really got me started thinking. It's like, I'm doing something wrong. Why didn't I do this? So after doing that, and when I got this results, I told my wife, that's it. I'm convinced. I am wholeheartedly, I'm going to do this. So that was when I happened to have a chat with Yaching after one of her Zoom meeting. So I says, "Can I call you? I want to, can you reintroduce me, re-explain to me the 139, the marketing plan, what are the 9 benefits, everything." So we actually had a 2-hour chat, and I think she missed a Zoom call with you because of me. So I'm so sorry.
I
She
remember the
says,
session.
she says, "Okay, at 2 o'clock we will start. 3 o'clock I have a session with mentor." I says, "Okay, okay, we take." But 1 hour became 2 hours, 2 hours became 2.5 hours. So I was asking a lot of questions. So, and that was when I told her the results. So she says, "Okay, come." So that was when she says, "Okay, here is uh the recruit and reward thing." I says, "Okay, I will try this." So I went out, started trying lah. So happy to know, I got my reward this month. So I finished one cycle. So next month is to help my new IBOs finish their cycle. So hoping to get the 139 system going. So that's the plan for next month. So I think for anyone who do not really understand what direct sales or MLM is all about, get to know this. I even went online to do a research, what's the difference between a proper MLM and a pyramid scheme or Ponzi scheme. So I've actually did that, and there's 6 questions. You ask all this. If all this question is no, the answer is no, it's a pyramid scheme. Okay. So I put it up on Facebook to share with people. It says, okay, it's not, because a lot of people have bad
Impression.
That direct sales
Perception.
MLM perception that it's out to cheat money.
Yes.
I had that as well. But having better understanding of the marketing plan, the 9 benefits, I was like, okay, it's doable. So now I tell all my IBOs and everyone, I said, I meet up. I say very simple. BE system is this. You don't put in the effort and you don't put in the time, you don't get the commission. I'm not going to take someone else's commission and give it to you. That is how a pyramid scheme works. It's not how BE works. You don't work, that's it. If you don't put in the effort, you don't put in the time, if I see that, then I'm not going to waste time on you. I'm going to move on to somebody else. But if I see that you're doing it, even though not very successful, don't worry, because you're doing it. So you just copy bullet and do. Then we will do this. So that's why the new IBOs, I keep following up with them. Even every 2 days, it's like, okay, how's your reaction now? Still got reaction. Just keep taking, don't worry. So I've shared the products. Now I'm starting to share with them, here's the business that you can do. You're housewife, right? You're at home, right? Okay, this is what you can do. So that's why on Friday, I think Christine and Cindy's testimony is very, very strong.
Yes.
I think they have actually gained a lot of things that a lot of people are just dreaming, but dare not take the first step to do it. Especially when both of them mentioned, I am recognized now by my children, my own children, that I am a good influence, that I have changed for the better. I tell you, that is something that every parent will wish to hear from their children. So
even
I think
from their another half.
On the other half, but sometimes the other half have no choice but to say it lah. But from the children,
That is very truthful one.
Okay, but when it's from your children, 9-year-old, 11 years old, they don't lie to you. They're not saying it for more pocket money. I mean, it's really, that is something I think that they will cherish more than anything else.
Yes.
Because it's not easy, it's not easy.
Yeah,
So I
the
think
recognition from family members.
Yeah, I mean, when they started, everyone was telling them, you cannot. But in the end, it's like, I am very happy that you continue doing it. So I think it's a 180-degree reversal of their view, their perceptions. And I think it's people like, Christine, Cindy, yourself, that is giving the MLM a good name. Because why? I think I remember the 3 mantra of the founder. Be honest, be hardworking, be humble.
Yes.
These 3. And no other company have I really heard all 3 together. I may have heard 2 or 1, but not all these 3 together in company. And I see that in a lot of the mentors, And I know I keep bugging Yaching every other day. Can I ask you a question? I need your advice. I keep texting her.
She will be a really, really good person to actually get advice from.
Yeah, I do. I keep asking her because I've also started sharing overseas, but having 3 rejections in one day, sometimes the mood can go down. So I say, okay, turn off, start next day, continue next day, not today. But I think the drive that I have now really is to share BE products, the benefits, with as many of my friends, my family, as many as possible. Even if you don't listen to me today, I just want to share it. As long as you don't kick me out. I'll share. You will sure come back and ask. So one of them actually came back and says, hey, I got this problem. Can I take this?
Try it.
So that's where the sharing started. So I think that started then on a positive note that kept me going, knowing that that's what I want to do. Of course lah, if the company want to give me commission, I'll take it also lah. No problem.
All
But
right, all right.
but it's really really thankful to the founders, to BE, and the product itself. That has made a very big change to my life. So
Yeah.
thank you very much.
Thank you very much from
Thank you.
sharing from Chin. Really, really amazing, and how wonderful to see a really life-changing, how his health transformed, how his mindset and his whole life transformed. Really amazing. So we are going to anticipate more good news. Your health is going
Looking forward to it.
yes, better and better. All right, I think that's all for our sharing for today.
Thank you. Thank you for the
Thank
time.
you.